Welcome to Pine Notes. This is Lisa, and today is Friday, July 8th, and I am here with an update on my projects. First off, I'm going to start with Shawl in the Ball, and this color happens to be Mindful Mauve, and this is quite a long scarf. I'm going to insert pictures here so you can see exactly how long it is. And I'm very pleased with this ball. This ball did not get a factory or manufacturer knot in it until right here. And as you can see, the color didn't match up at all, so I was happy with that. I cut this part out that will be used for fringe, but I do have another ball like my ebb-tied shawl in Healing Teal. I am going to continue on with the second ball and add fringe. And I just wanted to give you a little tip. If you notice on your skeins of yarn, one side is a little bit more tightly woven and the other side is more loosely woven. That loose side is where you pull your thread through. And I am going to show you the colors that come out because you have absolute control of where you start your project next. I'm in a deep purple here, and the same lavender color that I cut off came out. So I am going to go a little bit further in and go into the ball until I reach this darker color to match. Now all of that will be turned into fringe. I'm not opposed to that at all, but just wanted to give you a little tip when you're making your long shawls, how you can continue the colorway to weave so nicely. And this, I would not call this mauve. This reminds me of a beautiful lavender field, and I invite you to take a look at my channel, Lisa's Pine Notes, for lavender happens to be my background picture. It is in full bloom right now in July and August, and this was perfect. It was calming to work on. It was a little bit of white here to remind you of snow in this 90-degree heat, and just cooling weather coming. And I'm very, very pleased with this ball. Now, speaking of Shawl in the Ball, I do want to give Lion Brand, and I am not affiliated with Lion Brand at all, but I follow them on YouTube, and Christy Glass was the host of the Clement Cannon Poncho Cal, which is Crochet Along, in March, and that was the first time I got involved with a large crochet project. You've got to remember I'm a beginner, and she did a little travel segment on what you can take, and I commented below to Christy, when is your next cowl going to be for crochet? And she wrote back, I got the okay to do the next cowl, Lisa. What would you like to do? So I wrote back, of course, Shawl in the Ball and Lion Brand's hexagon shawl vest pattern, and that's L60015. And I think this is just a perfect transition piece for the fall. You can wear it three ways: a short scarf, a long scarf, and a vest. Now, if you've been watching me for some time, I've been wanting to do this since I first purchased Shawl in the Ball, remembering that I've never done a granny square. This is made out of hexagons. It is also a charted pattern instead of written instructions. So fingers crossed, we'll have that on our plates for fall, and I'm just so excited that Lion Brand is active with their users of their yarn. And like I said, I am not affiliated. I just 100% love the company. And the next thing, since we're talking about the Clement Cannon poncho, I'll give you a little update on that. I still need to sew the ends in. Yes, this is on my hooks for this weekend. Before I go any further, I want to sew the ends in and clean up this. I don't have too much further to go. I think 2 more rows of this lace pattern and then all the mesh again, and we'll be well on our way to getting that done. My biggest project this week was getting items done for my mother's birthday. And as you know, I am greatly inspired by What Delilah Did Secret Garden Embroidery book. I did a full review on this, and I'll link it below. And in there, it had patterns for initials. And my mom's name is Patricia, and I chose colors to match my handkerchief and did a P for her initial. And then it also had some small cross stitch work you could do, and this is inspired by, I have to keep my embroidery small on this because it's the area I'm working on. I did a little ladybug, and at the end of this video I will do a small slideshow presentation, so hang on to the end and you'll see all these items close up. Now you may say, what are you doing crochet wise on this? I am adding edging, and again I will do close-up photos, and I did a blanket stitch here along the edges only, and then a tiny fan stitch right here, and I will list the yarns that I used and the crochet hook. But just to give you an idea of this particular handkerchief from Victoria Trading Company, and I did a video on handkerchiefs as well, which I'll list below. This handkerchief is quite a bit larger than my normal ones I get at joannfabrics.com and or amazon.com. You can get these there too. So I decided just to embroider, or I'm sorry, just to crochet. Instead of doing a crochet edge here, I decided just to crochet the end of this handkerchief and make it a little bit more usable for her. And I decided on a pop of color. My mom loves roses. It's her favorite flower, so that's why I picked this one out of the package to do for her. And this weekend I will be working on that a little bit more. Now, speaking of What Delilah Did and her fantastic Secret Garden book, I got in the mail this week Stitch the Halls, What Delilah Did. This is going to be perfect for me to review right before our Christmas in July CAL, and that stands for Craft Along 2016. So again, I invite you to join us July 25th to August 25th. Subscribe to me and enter your craft that you do during that month to my email, which is lisapinenotes@gmail.com. And I'll sign off here because I can't wait to get into this book and preview something I could do for our craft along. Again, I thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing to my videos. This is Lisa from Pine Notes. Please stay right there. I'll start the slideshow of my handkerchief embroidery. Goodbye.